A deadly hunt involving Mena Suvari and Mickey Rourke. Let's talk about Hunt Club. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Your Pass, and I'm going to talk to you about Hunt Club, which comes to DVD, digital, and on demand on April 4th, 2023. It is a new kind of action, satirical revenge film that stars Mena Suvari and Mickey Rourke. And look, my hot take is I think you should pass on it. It's an interesting effort and has a great cast, and I can tell that a lot of fun and love went into this movie. But the finished product just didn't really come together for me, and it didn't really feel like a hunt I wanted to be on. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like, quickly go into the ending. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the ending section. If you don't want to know what happens in this film, I would turn it off when I get to the ending section. Before that, I will keep it vague and I'll let you know when I get to those spoilers. So in Hunt Club, you have Mena Suvari playing Cassandra, who has a chance meeting with these two people, Carter and Jackson, and they invite her to this special hunt event where the winner gets $100,000. Seemingly intrigued because she kind of needs the money and doesn't have anything else to do, she decides to join them. But when they get there, we find out that it is a much more sinister effort than they initially let on. So things I liked about this movie. The first is the music. I actually, it's pretty good music. The music is kind of mysterious when it needs to be, when you're not sure what's going to happen, but it also has some energy to it when you need it. It helps with a lot of aspects about this film where there is a serious part of it, but it has some satirical / whimsical parts as well. And I think the music helps to showcase that and also get the energy up when you need it. Second thing I liked is some of the later performances. The earlier ones I think were a little bit rough, but kind of I think as the characters hit their stride, they do soften up. I really liked Will Peltz's character later on. At the start, he's a little bit rough, but later on, I liked his character. I liked Casper Van Dien, especially when he has some monologues. I thought those were really, really well done. They were really nice. And so definitely the writing and the characters in the latter half, I enjoyed a lot more. And the last thing I liked are the practical effects. This film has mostly practical effects. There's a few CG moments, but overall, the film focuses on practical effects, which I liked, especially in a movie where you've got some hunting, you've got some revenge going on. Having practical effects really helps there. So things I didn't love as much. The first, it's a strangely slow movie, and you'd think that that would be the tension, but there's not a ton of tension in this film. It just progresses fairly slowly for a film that has action aspects and tense aspects. I was expecting something a little bit more upbeat. I was expecting something to be a little bit more kind of exciting, and it wasn't that. And so it caused me to not keep interest, especially during some of what should be the most exciting parts of the movie. The second thing I didn't love are the CG effects. There's not a lot, like I mentioned, but there's some, and they do kind of distract when they happen. There's one, I think it's when you discover this specific area and there's flies or something that are CG and they don't look that great. And then also at the end, there are some explosions that are very clearly CG and don't look as clean as they should. It was a little bit of a disappointment because I know the film did a lot of practical effects, so the fact that these scenes were there made them very distracting. The third thing I didn't love is some of the writing and dialogue. This is more on the earlier side of the film, but it is fairly rough. It's not as smooth as I was hoping to be. It caused some staccato conversations and things like that. So it definitely kind of hurt my enjoyment at the start, and also hurt me getting into the film and getting into the characters, because it didn't really flow as much as I was hoping it would. And the last thing I didn't love as much is the action in this film, and that's not really a great thing when the film is kind of an action movie, but a lot of it is very cut heavy, so you can tell what they were doing, but it's one of those things where you're someone will you'll see a knife flying through there and then cut, you'll see a person with a knife sticking out of them. You don't actually get to see the actual action, or you'll have a scene where people will be fighting and it'll be a cutaway, so you don't actually see the end result. There's a scene where someone gets their throat cut and it cuts back, so you don't get to see them. You just see blood shoot out from the camera, things like that. And there was a couple scenes with a crossbow, and I noticed that the crossbow wasn't actually cocked. It was just a crossbow that was not primed, or whatever you want to call it, with the arrow in there. It is a minor thing, but it also kind of looked a little silly in a movie where you're talking about hunting and talking about danger. Having a crossbow that's not actually dangerous didn't help with that. So that is Hunt Club. It's coming to DVD, digital, and on demand on April 4th, 2023. Like I said, I think you should pass on it. It didn't really come together for me. It didn't really keep my interest. But that being said, I'm going to now go into the ending of the film. So if you don't know what happens in the movie, I would turn it off now and just know that it's on DVD, digital, and on demand on April 4th, 2023. So in Hunt Club, you have Cassandra, who gets kind of duped into this whole crazy hunting situation. It's this like secret club where these men who are angry about like the societal shift against toxic masculinity, against like men being men, have formed this club where they can go and like hunt women and like take out their frustration and be men in the woods. It's supposed to be satirical. It's supposed to be kind of like breaking down toxic masculinity. It's okay. It's not the best theme. I didn't love it as much, but I kind of understood where they were coming from. But when they're there, you find out that these people will like go and they'll take these women that they kidnap or lure in here, put them out on the compound. They will hunt them, and if the women survive for 24 hours, they'll get $100,000. No one has survived for 24 hours, but that is out there. Now, Cassandra sparks up a friendship with the kind of leader of this hunt club, the like overseer, same as Carter. His son, Jackson, like sparks up a friendship with Cassandra, who's played by Mena Suvari. And so they kind of have like a romance-ish, except there's a very big age difference, but overall it's kind of a romance, kind of a friendship that they have. And the big thing with this event, with the reason that that Cassandra's here and why they're gathered, is that this is going to be Jackson's first hunt. He's going to hunt and complete the deed and then become a member of this secret hunt club. And the idea is that Cassandra will be his prey, but because they are now becoming friends, that's going to throw a little wrinkle into it. You have these kind of like parallel scenes where you've got some women being tortured and some women being abused, and then you've got like Jackson and Cassandra kind of becoming friends and whatnot. So eventually, even though they're becoming friends, the hunt has to happen, and so two of the women get sent out into the compound, the woods. It's Cassandra and one other woman, and Jackson is going to go hunt them. So eventually the other woman gets killed by a trap, but while she's there, Jackson like comes. It looks like he's trying to help her, or at least like ease her pain, and she stabs him in the hand. So he is not doing great. He kind of runs off. That woman dies, and now we just have Cassandra like out in the woods. And while she's out there, she discovers this like secret like wooden thatch area. There's like this stick entryway that is kind of like a doorway, and in there it's like a secluded wooded area, and in that area we find the bodies of, I guess, all the previous hunting victims. There's like 5 or 6 of them in there, but what Cassandra notices is a necklace. And now we find out earlier that Cassandra had a daughter. Her daughter was living with her father, who kind of like separated from Cassandra when Cassandra told him that she liked women. And so they separated. The daughter went to live with the father, but the daughter came out to visit Cassandra. And while she's there, the daughter decides to go on this date with someone and then was never seen again. Turns out that her daughter's bracelet that Cassandra had like a matching one of is in this area. So it seems like Cassandra's daughter was here at this hunt club as well and was taken hostage. Seems like bad luck until you find out that one of her friends, her like, assume they're together. I think they're probably together, but I'm not certain. This person named Tessa, she comes in to help save Cassandra from this hunt club. And we find out that Cassandra orchestrated herself being captured by this hunt club. She, like, after her daughter disappeared, she kind of did some research, found out about this club, created this group called the Daughters of Artemis, who is I think the Roman god of the hunt. I think it's Roman. And she wanted to infiltrate this club to shut it down, to take them out and get her revenge. She found this club through the dark web, learned more about it, and kind of put herself in the situation where she would be brought to it. Her friend Tessa was like tracking her, and so now Tessa and her are together, and they are going to kick ass and take names. And they do. They take out a bunch of people. They eventually take out Mickey Rourke, who is one of the like higher ups in the hunt club. They defeat him fairly brutally. We find out that Mickey Rourke is actually the person that killed Cassandra's daughter. So Cassandra, in a very kind of like eye for an eye situation, kills him the same way that he killed her daughter. So while Cassandra and Tessa are in this wooded area, Jackson comes up and he seems to want to complete the hunt. He really wants to he's kind of torn between two things. He likes Cassandra, and I don't think he wants to do the terrible things, but his father is like pushing him to join the club. His father trying to mold him. So he's kind of torn between those two areas. They have a little bit of standoff. Jackson says that he needs to like complete this hunt. He needs to finish this up. And eventually you hear a gunshot and it seems like maybe Jackson is dead. But no, you find out that Cassandra let him go. She saw in his eyes that he wasn't actually a killer. And so she let him go. She doesn't want him to suffer for the sins of his father. So then Cassandra and Tessa start hunting down the other members of the hunt club. And eventually they fight Mickey Rourke, who is this, I don't know, seems like a veteran hunter. We find out that he actually was the one that killed Cassandra's daughter. Her daughter was there earlier. Mickey Rourke's character hunted her down and, killed her in brutal fashion. So Cassandra does the same to Mickey, which is kind of like poetic, I guess. Eventually they get to Carter, who is the like head of this hunt club. They don't actually kill him though. They capture him and then throw him in the pen with the other girls who are captured. And they basically tell the girls, like, you can do whatever you want with him. Like, you can let him go and take the money. You can kill him and take the money. As you imagine, the girls kill him and take the money. Now that Cassandra and Tessa have like taken down this hunt club, they find the membership book to the hunt club, which has the names of all the members of the various hunt clubs. And now they have a purpose. Now they have a mission. They are going to kind of use the Daughters of Artemis to go and take them all out and stop this whole practice. And they have a new recruit. Someone that was kidnapped in this latest group decides that she wants to join them. Her name is Lexi. She had a very bad experience at this hunt club. She got her revenge on the two men that abused her. And now she's going to join the Daughters of Artemis. And they are going to go out and end this whole practice. So that is Hunt Club. Like I said, it's coming to DVD digital and on demand on April 4th, 2023. I think you should pass on it. I didn't love it as much, but you know what? Hey, what? Maybe you'll like it more than I did. Maybe you'll see things that I didn't. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if I was completely wrong. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. And if you want to know more about the film, check out my interview with David Lipper, who is the writer, producer, and star in the film, and Casper Van Dien, who played Carter. That is up on the YouTube channel as well.